All right, welcome to Chef's Take. I'm your host, Michael Zavlaris, along with Anthony. Today is September 9th, 2023. This is the first stream since the NFL draft, I believe, which was late April. So, yeah, we're back. Football season kicked off on Thursday. We got plenty more games tomorrow. Before I get into the rest of the, before I get into week one, I want to do my NFL season predictions, team records, who's going to win their divisions, playoff seeding, and NFL awards, of course. So without further ado, let's get started with our divisional winners. Starting in the AFC, we are going to head to the North, where I have the Bengals going 14-3, where they would have the first seed. Coming in at second place in the AFC North, I have the Baltimore Ravens coming in at 12-5. Third seed, we have Pittsburgh at 9-8. And fourth seed, we have the Browns at 9-8. I think the Browns are going to be a sneaky good team, but just not enough to make the playoffs. Before I get into the rest of the division, or the rest of the divisions, I want to say I use a website called Playoff Predictor. This is not an ad. Playoff Predictor is a game changer for me when I do this kind of stuff. It has every week from week 1 all the way to the Super Bowl, and it has every single game where all you have to do is click on the team you think is going to win, and it handles the record and seeding and all of that stuff for you. So I think it's a game changer, so that's what I use. If you'd like to use it for your stuff, go right ahead. PlayoffPredictors.com. So, also with the AFC, I am going to say I'm going to have some predictions that many people might not agree with. But the AFC is such a stacked conference. There are so many teams that I think are good, but there can only be so many teams that make the playoffs. So it's going to be difficult for me to do this. So, like I said, AFC North, we have the 14-3 Bengals winning the division. We have the Baltimore Ravens at 12-5, and both Pittsburgh and Cleveland at 9-8. Let's go to the AFC West. Kansas City is going to win the division with a 13-4 record. What happened? Denver is going to be second in the division at 11-6. I know I might get some hate for it, but Sean Payton is a top 5 head coach in the league. I think he's going to revamp Russell Wilson back to his old Seattle self. So, I think they're going to turn it around, and they're going to get second place in the division. Third seed, we have the Chargers at 9-8. They haven't really made much improvements. They have Kellen Moore as their offensive coordinator, and I don't want to sound like a biased Eagle fan, but I don't know how much he brings to the table, but it's weird. Like, they haven't really improved, I don't think. So I think they're going to go 9-8, which isn't a bad record, but it's the Chargers. They find a way to lose some of these games. Like you saw, it was what, 27-3, 27-0 in the wild card round. Yeah, what was it?
27-0.
27-0. I'm sure they might be a different team. You may say that, but I just don't think they're going to be good enough to make the playoffs this year. It's really tough. It feels wrong keeping them out because I like the Chargers. I'm high on the Chargers. Just obviously my record I have for them contradicts my statement. It's just, like I said, there's so many teams that can make the playoffs this year. Like Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Denver, the Chargers, and then other teams that I'll get into in a minute. Fourth in the AFC West, I have the Raiders going 5-12. I don't know. It's just they haven't done anything either. The only move I can tell you they made was going from Derek Carr to Jimmy Garoppolo. And as Anthony said as Anthony told me, it's just you're just going from mid to mid. If I made a quarterback tier list, which I actually might do, I'm going to put them in the same category because they're just I feel like they're just bridge quarterbacks at this point. Like, that's it. They're like the Carson Wentz's of the league now, where he's going to be serviceable on a team for a year who might potentially lose their job mid-season. So, that's where I stand on the Raiders. 5-12. I really don't see them doing a whole lot. Now we go to the AFC East, where I have Buffalo going 12-5 and winning the division. Coming in at second place, I have the Jets at 12-5. Yes. I know. People are going to be like, why are you buying into the hype, this, that, and the third? Well, look. The Jets didn't do good last year. Want to know why? You're only as strong as your weakest link. Their weakest link last year was quarterback, where they had Zach Wilson, Mike White. I forget who else they had starting last year, but it wasn't. Yeah, Flacco started a couple games last year. Like, they didn't have a quarterback. You're only as strong as your weakest link. And as Anthony said, they didn't have Aaron Rodgers, who won MVP back-to-back years in the past 5 seasons. 2-time MVP in the past 4 or 5 seasons. That is their quarterback now. Their defense is still the same. They're still a great defense, but they could only do so much for the offense that hasn't helped them at all last year. Now you have Aaron Rodgers at the helm, who I still think is a top 5, top 7 quarterback. But people overlooked him because of the weapons he had last year. It wasn't his fault. His receivers could not catch last year. So, yeah. I have them going 12-5. There is a good chance they can win the division, I think. But I think both Buffalo and New York are going to go 12-5. And I think the Jets have a good chance of making the Super Bowl. They also have arguably, I think, the best running backfield in the league in Dalvin Cook, Breece Hall, and Michael Carter, who's pretty good too. He's not going to get a lot of touches, but he's still worth mentioning. Coming in at the 3rd seed, I have the Miami Dolphins at 11-6. And coming in at 4th place, I have the Patriots at 7-10. The Patriots, their team is the definition of mid. They have an average team. An average receiving core, a semi-average quarterback, average running back. So, like, Stevenson, though, I love Ramondre Stevenson. He's like one of my favorite players in the league. He was on my fantasy team last year. I have high praise for Stevenson, but they can only do so much. But I feel like 7-10 is the perfect record for them. Now on to the AFC South. I have Jacksonville winning the division at 10-7. Tennessee at 8-9. Houston at 5-12. And the Colts at 2-15. Here's the thing. I think Anthony Richardson is going to have a similar year to Josh Allen in his rookie season. Josh Allen, he didn't complete a lot of his passes. He completed just under 53% of his passes. He threw 10 touchdowns and 12 picks. I'm not saying Richardson's going to throw that exact amount, but I think there's a chance he throws more interceptions than he does touchdowns. And he's going to have, I don't think his completion percentage is going to be that high. And Josh Allen was a monster on the ground, which Anthony Richardson is. I've said it before. I think Anthony Richardson is going to be like a Josh Allen kind of player. He's a project quarterback. If you get him, if he fixes his mechanics, his passing mechanics, you're going to be looking at another Josh Allen, if not better. He's the size of a tight end, for Christ's sake. But yeah, that's what I have in store for Anthony Richardson. He's probably going to have as many turnovers as he does touchdowns, I think. But it's his rookie season. We can cut him some slack. I think he has potential to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league, given his intangibles. So that's it for the AFC. Now on to their playoff seeding. I have the Bengals taking the 1st seed, the Chiefs with the 2nd seed, Buffalo with the 3rd seed, Jacksonville with the 4th seed, the Jets with the 5th seed, Baltimore with the 6th seed, and the Broncos with the 7th seed. I think the Broncos are going to surprise people this year. Now on to the NFC. Starting off with the NFC East. I know I'm an Eagle fan. You see it right there on your screen. You see the skyline. You see Nick Foles. You see the Eagles, Sixers, Flyers logo. I have them going 14-3. Now I think they're going to go like around 12-5 to like 14-3. But based on the schedule, now anything can happen. Now based on the schedule, the 3 losses I have for them in store are the Chiefs, the Giants, which is the last game of the season where they rest their starters, and one of the games against the Cowboys, because we split the Cowboys like every year, pretty much. That's it. And, like, I'm being honest with you. I think we have a better team than the Cowboys, but it's just, it always happens. So I have them going 14-3. Dallas, I have them going 10-7. The Giants, I have them going 9-8. Washington, I have them going 2-15, which is honestly harsh. It's just Terry McLaurin. We have no idea how long Terry McLaurin's going to be out for.
He's active.
Yeah, he's active.
Oh, NXT is active. That's why I put him on my starter again.
Oh well, look at that. I'm a jackass apparently. Oh well, but. Point being, I have Washington going last in the division. Next, we have the the NFC West. I have the Niners winning the division at 12-5. Seattle in second place at 11-6. The Rams at 6-11.
Okay.
Cooper Kupp is going to be missing the first 4 games due to him being placed on the IR earlier today. And last, and certainly least, the Arizona Cardinals in last place are going to go 1-16.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Who's their win against the Rams?
I forget who I gave them the. I forget who I gave the win to, but
Rams.
I don't
There's
know.
no
I don't
way in hell
remember.
they're beating the Niners or the Seahawks.
I have no. No, they're not. I didn't put the win against them. NFC North. I think the Vikings win the division at 11-6. I won't be surprised if the Lions do.
I have the Bears.
I have the Lions go 9-8. Now I really do think they can have a better record than that, but based on the schedule predictions I've done today, I see them going 9-8. Now keep in mind, yes, they did beat the Chiefs, and they did look really good. But keep in mind, yeah, one, it's the first game of the season, anything can happen, and on top of that, the Chiefs didn't have their top defensive and offensive threat in Chris Jones, who threw a holdout, and Travis Kelce due to a hyperextended knee. So Mahomes had to throw to Kadarius Toney, who had butterfingers, and Sky Moore. Like, he didn't have anyone to throw to.
I have the Bears winning the division.
Yeah, and they only won the game by a point. Anthony has the Bears winning the division, but
It's going to be the Bears, the Vikings, the Lions, and the Packers.
Wow.
It's not saying like the Lions will have a bad record.
Yeah.
It's just like the Bears and the Vikings will have a better record.
Yeah. I have, of course, so I have the Vikings coming in first at 11-6. Lions 9-8. I have the Bears going 8-9. They did make some good improvements this year. They gave Justin Fields a true number 1 receiver in DJ Moore. And they also have probably like the best linebacker. They have one of the best linebacker cores in the league. They have Tremaine Edmonds and T.J. Edwards, who I will miss. T.J. Edwards was he was a stud for us. Yeah, they took him.
Tragic.
So I'm gonna miss T.J. Edwards, but I'm excited to see Nakobe Dean. Next, we have what I think is gonna be the worst division in football this year, the NFC South. So, I have the Buccaneers winning the division at a whopping 7-10 record. The Saints are going to be the Saints are second place at 7-10. The Falcons are 7-10 as well, and Carolina is 3-14. That's how it's looking for me.
The Falcons winning the division.
It's really close. I mean, look how close it is. The 3 teams are 7-10. Like it's. That division can go to anybody. Every other division you have like a really good idea is going in the division. Like, AFC North. yeah, people are going to say the Bengals. We know Kansas City is going to win the AFC West. We know the Bills are most likely going to win the East, either them or the Jets. We know the Jaguars are going to win it. We know the Niners are going to win it. And we know the East is either going to go to the Eagles or Cowboys, but I think Eagles. Not being biased.
I have the Falcons winning the division. They're going to go 8-9. The Saints are going to go 8-9. The Bucks are going to go 6-11, and the Panthers are going 5-12.
Okay.
People are not sleeping on the Falcons.
I'm not sleeping on a 7-10 record. I think is good for them. They have potential, but it's really close. So
the Giants going 17-0.
Yeah, of course you do. So now onto their playoff seeding. Eagles are going to have the first seed. Niners have the second seed. The Vikings have the third seed. Tampa Bay has the fourth seed. Fifth seed goes to Seattle. Sixth seed goes to Cowboys. Seventh seed goes to the Lions.
Why are we not on that?
Well,
I know.
You guys have potential.
We're
It's
the
just
Giants.
it's really complicated this year because
the Giants are complicated.
yeah. It's like the Giants are a touchy team. I know that you guys made the playoffs last year, but other teams improved a lot this year too.
We improved too.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying other teams improved as well. Yeah, but you got Darren Waller who's hurt right now.
When healthy, he's top 4.
Yeah, when healthy, which he's never healthy. That's why they got rid of him, because he can't stay healthy. Now onto the playoffs. So we have the Jets and Jaguars. We have the Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, and Broncos. Then in the NFC you have Buccaneers and Seahawks, Vikings and Cowboys, Niners and Lions. So I think in my predictions, I have the Jets beating the Jags, Bills beating the Ravens, and the Chiefs beating the Broncos.
Yes.
In the NFC, I have the Seahawks beating the Buccaneers. This Vikings and Cowboys matchup is going to be neck and neck. But considering the Cowboys' track history, I'm going to go with the Vikings. And I'm going to go with the Niners against the I'm going to pick the Niners against the Lions. Now, in the divisional round, we have the Chiefs and Bills yet again. We have the Bengals and Jets. And then we have the Niners and Vikings, and then the Eagles and Seahawks. These AFC games are going to be really tough. I'm going to go with the Chiefs because they're more experienced and more disciplined team than the Bills. And now the Bengals and Jets. It's so tough because the Jets have a great defense. Because here's the thing: when they played last year, Sauce Gardner locked up. Yeah, he locked Jamar up. Jamar only had like two catches against Sauce, and then you have DJ Reed going against T. Higgins, and I'm perfectly fine with that too. Like that's a really good defense right there. It's tough. Defense wins championships. Now the Bengals' defense isn't bad either, but the Jets have like a top 3, top 5 defense in the league, I think. I really want to say the Bengals go to the Super Bowl this year, but it's like really tough.
Super Bowl prediction.
I have to go with
Niners or Bengals and Niners.
Yeah, I have to go with the I have to go with the Jets. I'm going with the Jets. Then I have the Niners beating the Vikings and the Eagles beating the Seahawks. Now we have Jets and Chiefs, and then we have the Niners and Eagles. I'm going with the Eagles again. I think they're going to beat the Niners again this year. So I think that they're a better team, They have great depth at the defensive line, which is the reason why we beat the Niners, because our pass rush was overwhelming for both quarterbacks. And AFC, I really want to pick the Jets. I really want to pick them to go to the Super Bowl. But it's Mahomes we're talking about.
I'm not saying because I don't like the Eagles, but I don't think they're going to beat the Niners. It's because, like you said, defense wins championships. The defense absolutely killed Brock Purdy. And you guys lost half your damn defense. You lost Gardner Johnson. You lost Edwards. You lost Hargrave. Shut up. And now he's on the Niners.
Yeah, but we also have the best offensive line in football. And
So,
I think we improved, if anything. C.J. Gardner-Johnson is a good safety, but he's easily replaceable.
I do agree with you on that. The Eagles do have the best offensive line, but they're not stopping the full healthy Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, and Javon Hargrave.
Yeah, but that's assuming they can stay healthy.
Yeah, when they're
Keep in
healthy.
mind, yeah, Nick Bosa got hurt during the Eagles game. He played the rest of the game, but he got hurt. The Niners can't stay healthy to save their life.
And if Brock Purdy was not injured, I think they would beat you.
Well, you have to blame Kyle Shanahan for Brock Purdy getting hurt because he decided to put a backup tight end. He decided to have a backup tight end try to block Hassan Reddick, who had 16 sacks that season. Hassan Reddick destroyed the Giants in the playoffs. We can agree on that. Like, he's a monster. You see what he was doing in the playoffs?
Not talk about
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm not trying to throw shade at you, but you don't do that. You just don't do that. That's like
a grown man.
the Niners have had the most quarterback injuries in the past few years. At some point, you have to blame Kyle Shanahan with the way he's drawing up plays and whatnot. So,
Imagine Doug Peterson on the 49ers, dude.
I love Doug Peterson. Oh yeah, that's another thing. This year's Jaguars team has given me like 2017 Eagle vibes.
Yeah.
I know I have them
Complete
going
underdogs.
10-7, but here's the thing. One, they're underdogs. Two, I know the Eagles won the Super Bowl, but there's other things I'm referring to. This is also Doug Peterson's second year coaching of the team. When we won 2017 was his second year as head coach for the Eagles. This year is his second year as the Jaguars head coach. You have a quarterback who has high potential. Trevor Lawrence is already a top 10 quarterback in the league. I don't know where I'd rank him at the moment, but he's definitely top 10. Carson Wentz had a lot of potential, and before if he didn't get hurt, he would have won MVP. Both teams made a acquisition to get a proven number one receiver. Jaguars got Calvin Ridley this year. 2017, the Eagles got Alshon Jeffrey.
Forgot about that guy even existed.
Yeah, he was good for a few years before he turned into glass. All love for Alshon though. He helped us win the Super Bowl. There's no flashy names on their defense, but their defense I think will get the job done. Just like 2017, we didn't have like the best player at a certain position on defense. Malcolm Jenkins was top 3, but our defense was good. So yeah, it's giving me these vibes. Plus, they're in a shitty division this year, just like 2017. The division sucked that year, and I think the AFC South is going to suck this year too. So that's why it's giving me vibes. I think the Jaguars do have potential, but that's why I think they're giving off 2017 Eagle vibes. So good luck to the Jaguars. I'm always going to root for Dougie P. All love for Dougie P. Now for the AFC Championship game. Back to that.
How about those Chiefs?
It's so tough because it's Mahomes, but
Plus the Rodgers.
I know we haven't seen the Jets play yet, but you look at their roster on paper, they have a complete team. They have the defense. They have the offense. And their special teams is pretty good. You know what? Screw it. Give me the Jets. I'm gonna put the Jets. Eagles Jets Super Bowl. And I think that's gonna be a scrappy Super Bowl. But I think this is the year the Eagles win it. I know people are gonna think I'm biased, but I think we have the most complete team in the league. I really think we do. Either us or the Jets. And people want to say, oh, what about the Niners? The Niners, they don't have a quarterback. It's Sam Darnold and Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, I think, only looked good because of what he has around him. You have Kyle Shanahan, one of the best offensive minds in the league right now. You have Christian McCaffrey. You have George Kittle. And you have Deebo Samuel. And here's the thing. All three of those guys are great with yards after the catch. Brock Purdy mostly threw checkdowns that game. I've watched the Niners games when he was playing, and I've only seen like 2 or 3 deep balls. I've only seen like a handful of throws over 10 yards. Every single one was like a check down or a short pass. So we'll see how he does this year. The Niners are only going to go as far as Brock Purdy can take them. That's what I think. And the Eagles are known for exposing quarterbacks like that. We exposed Case Keenum in the playoffs when they were gassing him up when he was with the Vikings. We exposed Cooper Rush when they were talking about, oh my God, he's 5-0 as a starter. He's doing this, he's doing that. And then Brock Purdy. Yet we expose these quarterbacks all the time. It always happens. So I think it's going to happen again this year. That's why I think the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. So there you go. Those are my season predictions there. Now for the NFL awards. Offensive Player of the Year. I'm going to go with Jamar Chase. Defensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, I want to go with... Dang, who am I thinking of? I don't know who I want to give DPOY to.
I'll get to mine.
Defensive Player of the Year. Let me think about this. I want to see.
Should I just do mine?
Yeah, you can do yours.
Alright, for the Offensive Player of the Year, I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes. Defensive Player of the Year, I will have Micah Parsons. What's the next one? Offensive Rookie of the Year would be Bijan. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I don't know any defensive Rookie of the Years. Who's the guy on the Eagles?
Jalen Carter.
Yeah, Jalen Carter for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Now, Comeback Player of the Year.
We already know who it's going to be.
Who?
DeMar Hamlin. It's going to be him.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's going to be him.
So DeMar Hamlin.
And he deserves it.
Yeah. Coach of the Year is either between Brian Dable, Doug Peterson, or Robert
Saleh.
Yeah. It's either one of those three.
Yeah, yes. So, Defensive Player of the Year, I'm going to go with wait, who do you have for MVP?
Trevor Lawrence.
Joe
Burrow.
I'm thinking Joe Burrow. So, Offensive Player of the Year, I'm going with Jamar Chase. Defensive Player of the Year, I'm going to go with TJ Watt. I think this is the year he finally wins Defensive Player of the Year.
He got robbed a few times.
Yeah, he did.
Imagine being Aaron Donald again.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, it's going to go Bijan Robinson. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I think it's going to go either Jalen Carter or Will Anderson.
Oh, yeah, Will Anderson, yeah.
Because I think Jalen Carter is a better player, but I feel because we have such a deep defensive line room that we're going to be subbing him in and out a lot. And Will Anderson is, he's going to be a undisputed starter, so he might have a better chance of winning it. But I feel like Jalen Carter is going to make noise. I'll go Jalen Carter. Why not? Coach of the Year, I'm going to go with Robert Saleh. And Comeback Player of the Year, I'm going to go DeMar Hamlin, of course. He deserves it. MVP, Joe Burrow. I'm going to go Joe Burrow. I really want to give it to Hurts. He has a really good shot. No, you know what? I think Hurts is going to be the runner-up again this year, but I think Burrow is going to win it. Burrow MVP and Jamar Chase Offensive Player of the Year. That's really possible.
It's possible.
But of course, I don't have him going to the Super Bowl, which sucks to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go Burrow MVP, Jamar Offensive Player of the Year, T.J. Watt Defensive Player of the Year. I really want to say Sauce Gardner for Defensive Player of the Year. I don't know why, I really want to say Sauce Gardner because he has some tough matchups this year. And I think he can get the job done too. I'm going to keep Sauce Gardner in mind. It's either going to be T.J. Watt or Sauce Gardner. I really want... You know what? Give me Sauce. Give me Sauce Gardner. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Bijan. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jalen Carter. Coach of the Year, Robert Saleh. And Comeback Player of the Year, DeMar Hamlin.
Literally 5 minutes ago, you said T.J. Watt. This will be his year that he'll finally get it.
I know, but then I thought of Sauce. I think Sauce could do it.
By the end of the year, Sauce Gardner will be the best cornerback in the league.
A lot of people say he already is. Either him or Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, I already have him as number one. But
all right. Now, what everyone is here to see. Week 1 picks.
Ooh. Are we doing scores too or just picks? I think we should do scores.
I don't know. We can do scores for the primetime games. How about that? And we can do scores for our favorite team. So, I'll do a score for the Eagles, you do a score for the Giants, and then we'll do score predictions for... Well, I'm gonna have to do score predictions for the Giants and Cowboys game because that's prime time, and then we have to do one for Buffalo and the Jets. Yeah. So, Thursday, I did have Detroit winning the game.
I had Detroit winning 21-20.
Yeah, totally. I had Detroit win. If I had to pick a score, I had them going winning 24-20, something like that.
Yeah, I had them going 27-20.
Because I had them winning when found out Kelsey wasn't playing, and I knew Chris Jones wasn't going to play. Having your 2 best players, that's going to do it to you. Next, we have Carolina at Atlanta. This is going to be close. I'm going to go Atlanta. Me and Anthony are going with Atlanta. Vegas. Let's see what Vegas has. Let's go to scores. Let's go to NFL. Vegas has the Falcons minus 3.5. Next, we have Cincinnati at Cleveland.
People are saying the Cleveland's going to upset.
They have a chance.
Yeah, but
Cincinnati's minus 2 favorites. I'm going with Cincinnati here. Next, we have Jacksonville at Indianapolis.
I have
Jacksonville as well. Jacksonville, what's it called? The Colts are 4.5-point underdogs, and the over/under is 46 points. I'm going with Jacksonville. Me and Anthony are going with Jacksonville. Next, we have the Buccaneers against the Vikings. I'm going with the Vikings too. Vikings are minus 5 right now. Next, we have Tennessee at New Orleans.
Is Michael Thomas healthy?
He should be good to go. Wait, I don't know if he is.
Because if not, Tennessee. Well,
is he healthy?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tennessee. Because if Michael Thomas is healthy, he's gonna be the Saints are gonna win.
There's no report saying he's not playing. So, right?
So I'll say Tennessee. And also, Alvin Kamara's still out, right?
No, I think he's playing.
Isn't he out 4 games?
Let me look. Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So New Orleans is minus 3 right now. But I'm gonna go with the Titans.
Yeah, we're going with the Titans.
Next, we have the Niners and Steelers. I'm gonna go with the Niners here.
San Fran.
Yeah, San Francisco are minus 2.5-point favorites. They think this is gonna be a low-scoring game. 41 over and under.
Shit show.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So we have shit fest of the week. Arizona at Washington.
Oh my
Holy
God.
shit.
Ew.
I'm gonna go with Washington
Yeah,
here.
Washington. Yeah.
I think this is supposed to be the lowest scoring game of the week, actually. Yeah, 38 points.
Bro,
That's
it's gonna
nothing.
be like 17 to like 6.
Yeah, it's going to be like 17 to 14, something like that. Next, we have Houston at Baltimore. I'm going Baltimore. Marlon Humphreys isn't going to play, but Baltimore added a lot of stacked defensive players. So
Well, they already had them.
we'll see. Next, we have Green Bay at Chicago.
Chicago.
I'm going to go with Chicago, too. We have Vegas and Denver. I'm going Denver. Eagles in New England. I'm going to go Eagles. We're going to go Eagles 31-17. Yeah, 31-17. Next, we have Miami at the Chargers. This is going to be this game is going to be one of the two hardest games to pick this week.
It's going to be Miami.
I'm going to pick Miami too. Wait, no. I'm going to go with the Chargers. No Jalen Ramsey. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Chargers.
First one we split.
Yeah. Rams and Seattle. I'm going Seattle. Dallas and Giants. I'm going with Dallas.
All right.
And it's a primetime game. Dallas 27-17.
Dallas. Oh, God, that hurts for me to say. 27 to 24, the Cowboys.
All right.
27-24, sadly.
All right. We have Buffalo and the Jets with their last game.
The Jets.
I think the Jets and Buffalo are going to split the series this year. I am going to go. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to go with the Jets here.
Mm-hmm.
Jets 28-24.
Jets. It's going to be a high scoring game.
Both have great defenses, though.
Let's see here.
And Von Miller's back, I think.
34-31 Jets.
All right. Well, those are our picks this week.
Garrett Wilson having 2 touchdowns that game.
All right. Those are our picks this week. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. And, I'll be back next week.
Deuces.
Okay, this kid is...